We're in Santa Fe, New Mexico, the oldest town in North America. Predates the colonial. So today we are in Santa Fe, New Mexico, one of the oldest towns in North America. It predates the colonial. This town was built in 1619, and by the Spanish. They took over from the Native Americans, the Pueblo Indians, and we're going to be walking into Santa Fe State Capitol, and then we're going to walk into the old mission and the old house here. So there's probably going to be a security checkpoint, pretty sure of it. Pueblo Indians lived here, but Cortez was looking for gold, and he did find some, but it's a good thing he didn't find any further. But according to the visitor center, she said that she said something about. She said that the natives don't believe in gold, and so they just gave it to the Spanish like candy. So this is the New Mexico State Capitol. Apparently the second floor has a museum. 1912. This was the last state to join the Union. It's interesting because we had this as territory. And this was Spain and Mexico. And then we had the Mexico. So for the longest time this was a territory. But again, the Spanish had this in 1612 until the Mexicans took over in 1820. The Mexicans had a war in 1820. They took over, took the Spanish out. Then the United States had a war with Mexico in 1848 and got all this territory. And this was the last state to become a state. We had the Galveston Purchase, and then this became a state in 1912.
Sit down.
Yes. Don't open any door. House. No, it's the oldest church in the United States. This is the mission. Built in 1610. Hold on. I have it recording here, so. But this predates the United States by 100 and some years, and this predates the United States by 100 years. The Spanish were here, and they were looking for gold. Cortez was trying to get gold, and according to the visitor center, the Native Americans kind of just gave the gold out like candy. When he was so greedy, he wanted more gold, and they wanted to help him more. And he tried enslaving the Pueblo Indians here, and so they built this mission, which is the oldest church. It predates the colonial, the British colonial, by over 100 years. 1610. And this predates the California missions by 100 years, because San Diego was 100 years later. But Cortez was very greedy.
What, this one?
No, around the corner. Oldest surviving house was 1646.
People are in someone's way.
This is all 1600s. This all predates. Or hold this. Pilgrims. This all predates Virginia. So this is all a lot older than the English colonies and the French colonies. Oldest house in North America. Yeah, Dad just explained to me the reason my memory lapse was because I had lack of oxygen for my brain, and that's why I had trouble remembering. We're really high up. We're 7,200 feet up, and we're higher up than Donner Pass when we were in Donner Pass. By the way, folks, this is the fort that the Spanish built. They obviously abandoned. Actually, it was taken over by the Mexicans when the Mexicans took over in 1820, but obviously they lost it to the Americans, and the Americans just created a territory out of it in 1848. So this Spanish fort was taken over by 3 flags. The Spanish flag flew here after the Spanish, the Mexican flag, then the American flag, but it was kept as a territory until 1912, and you didn't have a state flag until 1912, but this was a fort for a bunch of different armies. And if you can imagine the Indians getting frustrated, they're frustrated. I bet you a bet, folks, that the Indians were probably very frustrated. I apologize if I'm out of breath. It's the altitude. My chest is hurting because of the altitude. I'm heaving here, but if you're an Indian, I could see you varying. First, you're being forced to convert to Catholicism. Then you're being forced to worship the Spanish. Then you're forced to be under Mexican rule. Then you're forced to be under American rule. So I guess being a Native American in these parts must have been really frustrating for you. Next stop, Albuquerque. This is downtown Santa Fe. That's like Todos Santos Plaza. They have a plaza in the center of town.
Are those homeless people? Homeless.
I don't think they're homeless. I think
Look at them there.
they're
They're selling stuff.
I think they're selling stuff. I think there's merchants.
But then when the people participate when I feel like the goal, they left. And so this is an
You see, folks, what happened was Cortez got angry with them, so he decided, well, I better Christianize these people, because in the New Testament it talks about converting non-believers into Christians, so they wanted to convert them before, of course this is Catholic Church, but that was the idea here. So, and of course in St. Francis in California, in San Diego to San Francisco 100 years later. And, Cortez abandoned, but they had this territory, and then the oldest house is around the corner. Old Native American artifacts. Look at that, a ram's horn. It's used for the gunpowder. Baby cradle.
I can't take pictures holding this. So no, I can't let go because it'll fall away.
Old computers of the 1940s.
Look at these.
Mm-hmm.
An old game.
I bet you could ask that guy if you can see that disc that you're asking that Trinity.
Old computers of the 1940s.
Look at these.
Mm-hmm.
An old game.
I bet you could ask that guy if you can see that disc that you're asking that Trinity.
Earth atomic device. A license plate that was nuked.
When we arrived at the airport at Yokohama, which is right near Tokyo, we got in the jeeps and headed in for the big city of Tokyo. The whole area has been bombed out all through Yokohama, up through the main city of Tokyo. It's an island nation formed by volcanoes many, many centuries, hundreds of years ago. The main island of Honshu is where Tokyo is. Right near Tokyo is Fujiyama, famous symbolic mountain of Japan.
So it turns out that they only had electric trains. They had no steam power in Japan, which is interesting. They were more advanced when it came to their train technology. Fallout shelter.
Communist spies were believed to be infiltrating every part of American life, causing the House Committee on Un-American Activities to begin hearings. The Cold War escalated. Will the Soviet Union play to control Russia? The result was a economic embarrassment for the Russians.
Those dads.
imitating the airplanes outside.
Yeah, okay. Flux capacitor. Attached. Little car. I know. There's the Air Force Base.
Is that a B-29? B-29?
That's a B-29.
A real one?
A real one.
Wow. There's a B-52. Right.
$1940. Well, remember they also carried, when they tested the rocket, you know, well, when they tested the X-1 Bell and stuff, you know, they had to use these these guys.
This one's from 1940.
That's what it said.
So this flew to Japan. Okay, let's check the B-52. Yeah, that one. Oh, they got a rocket there. This is the fantastic.
Yeah, the other one.
They have rocket planes.
The other one had the same stuff. The other one was more Cold War-ish. It was more interactive, like the Museum of Science Industry-ish. But now we don't have time for the other one.
No, we don't.
But I still have to get us back on our route, though. And there's Kidlet Air Force Base. That's why I was thinking, well, this gotta be it, but I don't know.
2, 4, 6, 8.
That's a big ship. 8 jets.
8 jets.
Are these planes stop?
They're still operating.
They're still operating, these guys, aren't they?
How big is this compared to a commercial liner?
About the same size. About the same size as a commercial liner. It's about
It's bigger than a Southwest, probably.
no, it's about the same size as a 737. It's about the same size, same bulk.
I'd say it's a lot bigger. 156 feet long.
For those who are curious about Kidlet Air Force Base, here it is. I'm sure Kylie is interested in seeing the base that she's transferred into. That's the Air Force Base.
Yeah, it's crazy. Where's
Homer Simpson. And he's the safety inspector, folks. Well, this is nuclear versus coal. If you remember my previous episode, we're at the coal mine. Now we're talking about nuclear power in the United States. Folks, I think nuclear and fusion and this new fission is the way to go instead of coal, and this is better at replacing the fission. So, this is the way to go.